Hey everyone, well this video is going to be another saw of the day. This time it's old Jonsered 670 Super. This saw's got a little bit of family history with me. This was originally one of my dad's saws. Uh, he had got this some probably almost 35 years ago. This was his first foray into a newer chassis saw. For him it was for many years he ran old Jonsered 70E. That was his main saw. He logged with it, and after he had quit logging, he had still used it for many years around the farm here for all the firewood and fence post production and you name it. We started getting back into logging when I was a teenager. He was looking to upgrade his old saw, and he found this saw. A guy local guy here he knew had this saw. It was a blown up saw. He had got a new top end kit for it, all OEM piston cylinder. I had a local Jonsered dealer at the time put it together for him, but he could never get it to run right. It always seemed to be, he thought it was, the dealer was always thinking that it was a vacuum leak issue, which it wasn't. Sat around on the shelf for many years. He gave up on it and bought a 630 Super 2 because I had a 630 Super. So anyways, that was his main saw until he couldn't run saws anymore. He ran that for years and years, and this old 670 ended up sitting on the shelf in our workshop for literally over 30 years. About 10 years ago, before he passed away, he just all of a sudden one day said, do you want my old 670? I said, well, yeah, okay. He said, if you can do something with it, go ahead. So he gave it to me, and then it sat on the shelf for a few more years. I found a guy that had a brand new, actually a dealer, retiring dealer, had a brand new Tilliston carburetor to replace the exact right model and number and everything to replace the one that was on here. Don't ask me, I don't remember anymore. It's an HS 230 something, I forget. But anyways, it was still in the wax grease paper in the little cardboard box. Still had the Jonsered part number sticker on the box, so it was, like I say, a brand new OEM, new old stock carb that he had sitting in his inventory that somebody had never bought. So I got lucky there, picked that up. Now this saw seems to have a little bit issue with the tank vent. Likes to act up. The carb is excellent on it now. It's running like it should ever since I changed the carb. The problem with the original carb on this one was the jet screws got literally worn in the body of the carb, and they would move back and forth. You'd set them, cut 3-4 cuts, and then they would either go super rich or else it would go lean. And that's why I guess the dealer thought it was originally thought it was a vacuum issue or vacuum leak, but it wasn't. It was the jet screws are literally worn with vibration over the years, and apparently these 670s had a little bit of a high frequency vibration issue in them compared to the 630s. So they would actually, the jet screws would get worn in the carb body, and then they would get loose. And that's when I took it off, I was looking at the old carb, and that's exactly what it was. The jets were, you could essentially move them just ever so slight, but they would rattle around in the body of the carb, and I guess that's why I couldn't keep a proper tune. So anyways, that problem is solved. A little bit of an issue with the tank vent, and every once in a while it likes to act up. I'll clean it, and then it works fine for a while, and then it starts making a chirping sound. So open the tank, and it lets out a little fist of air. You can hear it or whatever, and then it goes back to running normal. So anyways, got some this spruce and tamarack here that I've been cutting and dragging in the yard here. So I'm going to go ahead and buck up some here and throw it in the tractor bucket over there, take it over to the log splitter, and keep on processing some wood. My wood is getting a little bit wet here. We had a rainstorm here this morning, so early spring here starting to set in, so time to get some of this wood processed while it's still nice and dry before it totally gets soaked. So a little bit wet on the bark on top, but not a big deal. Anyways, going to set up the camera and go ahead and do some cutting for you folks and show you what this old saw can do. I will say these 670s are pretty lively. They're very much basically the same cylinder and crankcase as a 268 XP Husqvarna. This already had the newer intake block on it, so like I say, it's the 670 Super. So this saw had seen a lot of mileage before my dad had got it, but it it was with good intentions, but unfortunately, kind of the wrong saw. He should have just bought a 630 originally, I guess, instead of fooling around doing these local trade type of deals. But anyways, I got it fixed and going. Unfortunately, I only got it going after he passed, so he never got to see the saw back up and running like it should have been, or like he would have liked to have seen this saw. He used it, like I say, a little bit, but it never ran proper, and he loved the power of it. But a good, strong, snappy saw, and it's essentially a brand new saw. When I started running it here, it wasn't even properly broke in yet. After running a few tanks of gas through, it really woke up. You could feel it. The cylinder and compression came up in the piston and the cylinder like crazy, because it just it hadn't been run very much. Like I say, it wasn't even properly broke in yet. So anyways, gonna get on with it, so here we go. The clutch spring is getting a little bit weak on it. I don't have the dial turned up quite as much as it should. It likes to stall once in a while. I gotta turn down because the chain wants to creep and crawl, but it's cutting good. So anyways, gonna get on with it here. Wondering this in case you're wondering, this is red tamarack that I'm cutting, and this is petrified wood that's been dead about 10 years. It is hard like bone. It's very stringy, fibrous wood. Red tamarack, larch, whatever you want to call it, different parts of the world, but around here, the larch or tamarack we've got, like I say, this red tamarack stuff here is very hard, very dense wood, and when it's petrified wood like that, it cuts very hard, so it gives a saw a hell of a workout. So I'm going to do a few cuts here at the other end of the log here, about 7-8 inch diameter here as a comparison. Just showing different size wood, and this saw's got really good pull. Pulls good. Pulls hard. Strong runner. anyways, good to have the old saw out and running, and a little bit of family history there in that saw. So anyways, just like to say thanks once again, everybody, for stopping by and checking out my videos, and see you all in the next one.